Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to Wrestling Gab. I am Travis. Duluth will be here in a second. It's starting out with Orange Kassidy. Is he going to retire? His new thing is talking on the mic. He's not terrible at it, but it's just kind of weird to me. Orange Cass. Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to talk now, but I'm not going to talk. I'm going to have some peanut butter M&Ms. That sounds delicious. Because it is not chocolate.
He does not have a catchphrase, and he's freshly squeezed Orange Kassidy. But he just threatened us with being here every week. I know. I'm here anyway, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Dumbass.
Hopefully everybody at home's having a gay old time.
Ooh, they're having the game.
What time is it? I mean, like, what day is it? Tuesday? Wednesday. Hey, I'm getting closer.
It's Wednesday.
I just said it was Tuesday.
It's Wednesday. We're here. Nobody's
John
happy
Mox are
about
going to
it,
keep
but
this
we're
feud going?
here. Oh, for God's sakes, so stupid.
Maybe it'll be Wheeler Yuta, and then they can just do it on Dark or something. Didn't they get rid of Dark?
They don't, I was going to say, they don't even have dark
That would be
anymore.
perfect, wouldn't
That
it?
would be perfect.
If they did it on Dark.
Brum, brum, brum. Walter's out there. Hey, Walter, good to see you. Harley's with us as well. Hello. EWE Network's in the chat tonight. Hi, EWE. Piccola's with us. Hey, Piccola. And Tyler is with us.
Good to see you guys.
Tonight as well. Walter says, hey, Travis, hey, Daphne. AEW tonight. Taz next. Caliber and Tony are commenting.
Commentary
Yeah.
team.
It's committing, kind of, but without the extra I. It's COMMTING.
They're committing.
Harley says hello, friends. EW said hello. Walter says Daphne didn't win bingo, but I was close. Good matches for AEW. Orange Cassidy coming out. Boo, John Moxley, cheater. He is a cheater. Got that right, Walter. Picola said, hiya, Gab Gang. Hello. Tyler's like, shut it, Walter. Walter's like, okay, I will. Oops. Walter, you talk about John Moxley and how he's a cheater all you want. Do it. Tell me. Tell me all the stories. Harley says, there's always next time, Walter. Tyler's like, I remember when Orange first spoke, he was in that feud with Jericho.
Yep, he was. That's the first time, at least the first time I had got to hear him
Did
on
he just
AEW
slobber
TV.
on that guy?
They might have kissed each other. It's AR-15 or AR-12
Fox?
or what? Fox, yeah, that's it.
Walter says, Cassidy hurt, and here comes John Moxley. Boo!
If this match lasts more than 3 minutes, that's
John Moxley is boo!
horse shit.
Piccolo says, I have a bit of things to do, so I'll be lurking. Ooh, in the background? That's creepy.
It's underway.
Go AR Fox, get him!
I think it's already lasted longer than it should have.
You should smack your hands and then kick him. That works really good.
That's what I like to do. So now, ow.
I know, right? It hurts so bad you heard me do it before it even happened. he went like this and then kicked him. I was like, what is happening? It's weird. Walter's like, Cassidy hurt, and here comes John Mox. And Pickle said, oh, I already read those. John Sparklin's in the chat now. Hey, John, good to see you tonight. Says, what the flip is going on up in here? I don't know.
Up in here?
What the flip?
Up in here.
And Tyler's like, Tuesday sucked. Yeah, how'd your shit go, man? Do you get to eat do you get to eat more solid food, or you got the dry socket? If you get the dry socket, you can't. And then you gotta, like, take this device and you gotta, like, squirt it in there even more. It's terrible. Don't do it. I never had them. My mom had a dry socket one time.
I haven't either. I never had one.
It wouldn't heal, and so she would put cloves in it and stuff to get it to heal. It worked, actually. You just pack it with cloves, like the spice.
I know what a clove is. We used to suck on them all the time. Because I read in Reader's Digest that it made your breath really good for the ladies.
Yeah, that's why I got the clove cigarettes. For the ladies.
You're funny. They love those. Do they even have those cigarettes anymore?
I don't know. I don't go out to the reservation to see. I don't buy any, so I have no idea. I couldn't even tell you the last time I bought a tobacco product, dude. Like, I didn't even buy a tobacco product when my uncle passed away and we all smoked a cigar in his honor. I didn't even buy those. My brother had them.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you the last time.
And that was 11 years ago.
I've bought them for my sister, but I didn't buy them. I gave her money so she could buy cigarettes.
Yeah, I don't think that's the same. I think it's
right.
if you go, you're like, here's my identification.
It's probably been
I'm an old fart. Give me cigarettes.
20 plus years.
I want to pay $20 for something to murder me later on in life.
Yeah, probably 20-something years.
That's what I mean. Like, I'm trying to think how long it's really been. Oh, let's see. John's like, you lurker. Tyler's like, Travis should know. I made a TikTok on it. That don't mean anything. He probably didn't even watch TikTok today. Walter's like, okay, at 9:05 p.m. I'm going to be here Friday for SmackDown Steel Chat. Sweet.
Did your audio go down?
Kind of, like at the end when he was talking. But now it's like normal or whatever.
Did you buy some scissors?
These are the ones I bought off Temu. Remember, I was telling you. I needed scissors for my bag, and I was like, oh, I bought some one time and I had them. See? They're so pretty.
They're very fancy.
They're so fancy.
They're very happy looking.
Yeah, look, they have a thing protector on the end of them. Because if you take it off, you could stab somebody's eye out with them. Should we see if it works? Stab, stab. Stab, stab, stab.
Stab, stab, stab.
Stab, stab, stab. Stab, stab, stab. Walter's like, Moxley will lose versus this new guy.
He's not new.
Well, AR Fox really isn't new, Walter. I've heard people talk about him, and he's been there before, and people have told me how great he is, but...
Okay, he's not good. This match is beyond over. It should have ended an hour ago.
I said people say that he's good.
But we've seen him in the feud. Remember he turned on him? And he was on the other team?
He is like a bandwagoner, isn't
he? Yeah, then he flipped back.
He's like, I'm going to be on this side. No, I'm going to be over here with you guys. No, I'm going to go over there with those guys. Okay, over there with them. Okay.
I'm back. I'm back.
Okay. I'm over here. Ms. Harwood says Tuesday. Doctor said that I have to follow up in 2 weeks. The hole ain't fully healed. Rub. Yeah, not fully healed. That means you can't eat too hard of solid foods yet. Bummer. Shitty McShittertons. Sounds like you might be a little bit of a slow healer there, my friend. John says, rub some dirt in it. Wuss. Yeah, just eat rocks. That'll fix it.
Shoot some growth hormone up in there.
Yeah, go find some off the black market.
HGH.
Since they should just give it to people. I don't know why they just don't have it available. I should be able to go to my doctor and be like, can I get some of this, like at a normal, like low dose of it, just for the rest of my life? Yeah, sure. Okay, thank you. It should be a thing.
You probably could.
I don't think so.
If you pay for it yourself.
Doctors
Insurances aren't going to pay for it.
Piccolo says, my opinion is invalid. Don't ask me about anything that is enjoyable. See? It was probably Piccolo that told me how good AR Fox was. He gets all upset now if you talk about wrestlers, and he's like, okay. And then if you say, prove it, and he's like, yeah, and then he freaks out. Now he's going to play in his lawn.
Holy crap.
Did you break it? Oh, look. Your dog's been in here biting it. Your cat.
It was up there. It's definitely not dog.
Yeah, I sure wouldn't leave that anywhere near where an animal could get to it of any kind.
Put shit. I had it there.
It don't matter. He jumps.
Maybe. I mean, I guess it could be dog. It could have happened in the front room. I don't really pay attention to it.
Maybe you should, because he's going to eat it, and then he won't have one.
Leopold usually attacks this, and if it was sitting like that,
he'd be like,
he wouldn't bite here. You can see it's under, too.
Oh.
So this was it had to have been a different time.
Teethen. He's like, I got the teethen.
Like the rest of my heathens.
All right, Ravi's in the chat now says, go on, D, Travis, and Pico's like, resistance is futile. Ooh, resistance. Tyler's like, I am a slow healer. Sounds like it. Robbie's like, just drink one of them meal replacement drinks. They will sort you out. Robbie's got the great advice. We're telling him to eat dirt, but hey. Harley's like, hopefully you feel better. Well, he probably feels okay. He just got his wisdom teeth out, and you kind of want to eat real food at some point.
Do you smoke or do any tobacco products?
Yeah, if you do that, don't.
That'll slow your healing down.
It will.
Like people who get surgeries and stuff, they ask them to quit smoking until they're healed.
Yes.
I have a buddy that had back surgery and he couldn't. Well, he smoked anyways, but he wasn't supposed to smoke.
He was like, "Oh, I'm still here. Oh, I don't know why it's not healing correctly. It's so weird."
A year later, still hurts.
I don't understand why my back's not healed up.
Maybe you should slow down a little bit. Well, this match has lasted over 7 minutes. This is horseshit.
Yeah. They're like, we have to give everybody a fair
Remember,
chance,
Jon Moxley's
sir.
our top guy, so this is the equivalent of Tozawa wrestling Roman Reigns
and going really good. I mean, really good.
If not Roman and Seth. It's one of their top 2 guys.
Yes. Let's see, Chris is in the chat. Hey, Chris says, what up, guys? 50 Stratton had a good showing yesterday. Did she win?
I did not watch that. I forgot. The hell did I watch?
We watched a movie.
Oh, Alexander.
Because I refused to watch more wrestling. I was over it.
I started watching it, and you were fine. I didn't
want to watch it.
Well, you started playing on your phone.
Well, yeah, because you wanted to watch it. Piccolo says, I'm already there. In your grass. Yeah, up in your grass. Bye. John's like, she looked good, Chris. Chris is like, I'm glad that OC's Super Cena title run is over. Who is OC? Oh, Orange Cassidy. Like, who's OC? Who are you talking about? And Piccolo's like, in my mind, anything AEW related is canceled, gone, and unforgettable.
Why didn't it stop?
Wouldn't it be forgettable? I think it's forgettable. Tyler's like, I am not going to deal with Robbie without Ayla helping me out. That's fine. Robbie's like, Mox, ho boy. And Tyler's like, nope, never smoked or did anything. That's good. You're just a slow healer. Or do you have diabetes? Are you pre-diabetic?
That's type 2 diabetes. Do you have type 2?
Chris is like, Mox should have already won. Should he?
Yeah, absolutely.
He should have won in like the first 5 seconds. It should have been a squash match, really. Vindicator's like, I'm not saying the Air Fox is terrible. I'm just saying against Moxley, it should have been.
Now Moxley should beat up Darby.
Yeah, why
Darby's
didn't he?
In the ring.
He should come back and beat the crap out of him. He's like, he's my bestie. Look at us.
Moxley should go through all those.
Friendly we are together. Let's see. Chris said Moxley.
Sell him? Like, are they just desperate for small guys that are gymnasts?
I think so.
They're like, oh, let's have Darby push this guy too.
They're like, these guys are amazing. Ah!
Whoa.
Vindicator is in the chat now and says it's Wednesday night. And the time is right for some fireworks to go off with a stick of dynamite.
Boom.
What's in?
Hey, speaking of boom. Boom, boom, maka-laka-laka, boom. It's a dinosaur.
Shakalaka? Oh, it's a dino.
It was a night like this. 50 million years ago.
He's like, I owe you an apology. That's funny. He's so much worse than I thought he was. Robbie says, so what's the match about? Your butthole. It's gross,
There's
too.
no match. It's over now. Now they're in the back. It's Christian Cage talking to Nick Young or whatever the hell his name is. Bruce Wayne's kid, Nick Wayne, and the dinosaur.
Robbie's like, dude, the wrestling cap doctor.
What's funny is he can do pretty good promos, and they have him growling.
They're like, you need to just be a dinosaur. You can't talk. Chris says also Becky did challenge Stratton for title next week.
I figured as much.
It might happen.
Oh, they're starting with the girls.
It's Chris Salander. Aoife's in the chat though. Hey Aoife. Hi. Hi. Hi.
Hello.
How's waitressing? How you doing in it? Did you get your excessive drinking under control?
She doesn't have a drinking problem.
I am
she
teasing.
has a being young problem.
I know, right? And it really sucks. But you can't do it alone. You got to do it with friends. That's all we're saying. Drinking, fine. Alone, bad. With people, good. John says, Tyler, blaze up. You'll feel better. Don't do that. No, John.
Don't smoke.
That's a no. Especially with mouth stuff. You'll get dry sockets. Don't do it.
What the fuck you want him to take?
What?
Something up the nose?
I don't want him to do any drugs.
Well, exactly.
Walter, he could have aspirin or Tylenol or something. Walter says, Moxley won. Boo. Vindicator's
That's
like,
ready.
Aoife.
We can watch that already.
Oh, sweet. Oh, Vindicator's like, Aoife, hello. Well, Harley says, been looking forward to this all day. Kind of had a bad day today. Aw.
Should have watched it today.
I'm sorry.
Right now. Ready? We'll just turn wrestling off and
We're not going to watch wrestling anymore. You guys want to watch Strays with us?
We're going to watch Strays. I'll keep you up to date what's happening on my computer.
Dish on demand, motherfuckers. I'm sorry you had a bad day today, Harley. That sucks, hon.
Ew.
Glad you're doing better now.
Why are you having bad days?
Tyler's like, Travis equals Pickle Rick. Aoife's like, hey, Vin. And Vindicator's like, if Aoife is here, Ela won't be far behind. Gotta give her till about 6:30. She worked today. Everybody ask her how her kid did in school. Peel's like, just keeping you on your toes, Nat King Cole style. Tyler says, no, Talitha, none of that. Chris says, Mox and Punk squash match, they have lasted longer. Aoife says, haha, me and Ayla are the tag team duo. John says, Cola, you're not starting AEW fan club. And Ravi says, Moxley loves a walk through the crowd. It's so he can touch him and spit all over him. It's where he gets his alcohol and then he sips it while nobody notices.
It's Pepsi.
Vindicator's like, yep, Ayla talks to Aoife more than anyone in this chat except for Ravi. But that's more so backhanded ridicule than talk. Walter's like, Statlander for the win. Ravi says, LD, always mocking me. Oh, okay. Aoife's like, waitressing is good. Drinking, not so good. Ravi says, D.O., did you drink with friends? Ravi, I didn't have friends. What are you talking about? It's ridiculous. I was the designated, probably the driver, because I was less fucked up on my own 21st birthday. So what does that say? With other people.
I was so drunk on my 20th. This is one of the worst I've ever had. I was so drunk on my 21st birthday. We started at the ski hill at like noon. I didn't even get off work till 5. And I was hammered drunk. Came down the mountain.
Hopefully you weren't teaching children how to ski. This is what you don't do, children.
Of course I was teaching children how to ski. I had them on reins.
Oh, God. Those poor children.
It was like
the most
reindeer.
traumatizing part of my life. They're like telling their therapist now, there was this guy.
They wouldn't know.
On the hill.
He was so funny, and all we did was laugh because he told jokes the whole time.
And he was weird and, like, drug us around the mountain.
I don't drag them. They drag
It's
me.
Emmy.
Emma.
It's Emmy Sakura.
Hey, we got to see her 2 weeks in a row.
She's here.
They just said that too. This is her second ever match.
She's back.
What's her name?
Emmy.
Emmy.
E-M-I.
E-M-I.
E-M-I. E-M-I. Emmy. John's like, cheers, Aoife. Vindicator says, you are still young, Travis. You definitely have less gray hairs than Jim Ross or Ricky Steamboat.
Well, of course I'm not their age. They could be my dad.
Robbie's like, yeah, always take advice of D, the sound advice. Whatever, Robbie. Walter's like, Monday Raw was good. Jey Uso might get traded to SmackDown. Walter, what are you talking about there, Sweet Pea?
Jay just got traded to Raw. They got to send somebody else to SmackDown.
They're like, well, we know we traded for you, but get out.
We're trading you back.
We're trading your ass back. That's the only person we could think of. Nobody liked you. Aoife's like, cheers, John. Tyler's like, Roman Reigns' title run lasted longer than both of CM Punk's runs in AEW. Rub.
It was the most belligerent I've ever been with a woman on my 21st birthday.
That's really sweet of you.
Oh my God, tell me about it. So
Is it because she was weird?
Then we went to Buddy's.
Oh yeah.
Me and Shane. Mm-hmm. And started drinking. Then we went to Dudley's. And they were making me
spot to pick for the first one.
Well, we wanted to eat.
Oh, okay. It makes sense.
And then we left there and we went to like the Odyssey or something. But anyways, Treon was obviously with me because my cousin. And then Shane was with me. And so we go to Club 91. And this is back before dancing.
Mm-hmm.
There's all these pools. Actually, it wasn't.
No.
The dancing was in the little room on the left.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think we went. I was so drunk, I don't remember. I walked in the door, and there was this girl that I knew, and I started talking to her. Come to find out, she was literally dating Treon and Shane.
Oh, fuck. Oops.
And I'm with both of them. And I know her, and I'm talking to her. And then they were like, hey, that's that girl I was telling you about. And then Treon's like, oh my God. You know, and it's kind of funny. So she's like in a really awkward position. Then I just started calling her a whore the whole night. And then, like, I got kicked out because I wasn't supposed to call her a whore. Then I tried to fight the security guard.
Like sex gods? Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ,
Like
gross.
sex gods. Yeah. Then I tried to fight the security guard. Who I couldn't even see him. You ever been so drunk you don't know where the person is?
No.
Like, so when you look back at your memory of it, there's no one there.
Mm-hmm.
Because you were that fucked up. Like, I have no idea what this guy looked like. Anyways, I went back there like a month later or something, and he was there, and he remembered me. And I'm like, yeah, sorry about that. I get a little belligerent sometimes. It's not often. Like the one time I was hanging out with Colby and those guys. They're making me drink hard alcohol, which is what I did on my birthday too.
Mm-hmm.
I was drinking vodka, and we drink like a fifth between
Ew.
3 of us. And
Mixed with stuff?
yeah, orange juice.
Okay.
And I went to this house, and Jay had this buddy, and he was actually a pretty cool dude. But he was talking to me and Jay, and his phone, like this is like at the beginning of cell phones. These are those big brick cell phones.
Mm-hmm.
His phone like rang or something, and I just grabbed it out of his hand and threw it.
Oh, God.
And he's like, what the fuck? And I was like, you want it? You know, like, I was like, you want to fight? This is awesome. I was so jacked up to fight the dude. Poor kid. And he's like, what the fuck, dude? You just threw my phone.
That's funny.
Like, kind of a dick sometimes. But that's the old me. I'm not that way anymore. But this is kind of funny. Old school shit. Just being a dick for no reason. I was like 23 years old or something.
That's funny.
There was one kid that I don't know why I didn't like him. Actually, I do know why I didn't like him. He tried to fight me one time because he had a bunch of friends, and I just had like 2 or 3 people with me. And it was just kind of awkward because there was like 10 of them.
Right.
And I was like, fuck, should we just fight them all? You know, it's like, let's just see how things play out. Because if they would have attacked us, we would have fought. They just kind of played it out.
Emmy lost.
Emmy did lose. That was 419.
Chris Statlander won.
As she should have in a shorter time. And Emmy, or whatever her name is new. Emmy.
Emmy.
But
She's
anyways,
new to AEW anyways. I know she was in Japan and
I
stuff
played
probably, but...
football. Well, I played at my school, and they played in outside of Blackfoot,
Right.
Snake River. And these guys are all juiced up on roids because they're big dudes. And I was like, I want to do roids. And so I became friends with Zach. And Zach would just drive down and get them and come back. And I never did it. I kind of wish I would have tried it. But I was worried that I'd have like a panic attack or something.
You're like, I'm going to stick it in my calves.
My calves are jacked.
I know, that's why it'd be hilarious. They're like, you have like these little tiny legs.
Big ass, small.
Have you ever seen that? Come on, that's funny. That would be so funny.
Yeah. But anyways, homeboy, so from then on out, he was never around a lot of people. And I always was. You know, I was always 3 to 4 and bigger. And so every time I saw him, I would walk up to him and knock his hat off his head. No matter what, where we were at football games, bars, if I was sober, if I was drunk, I'd walk up and just knock his hat off his head and just stare at him. And he'd always be like, sorry, dude. every fucking time.
Oh my god, that poor boy. You're so mean.
I ended up being really cool friends with him later on, like a year or so later.
That's fine. You're a bad person.
All dudes care about is if a guy will fight him or not. It matters. And I think it has something to do with evolution, because in the old days, your tribe had to fight other tribes all the time.
Travis was like a snorting bull out there. He's like...
I was back then. But anyways, that's how it was. That's how it was. It'd be, an evolution part, like if you believe in it, right? Like, you had to fight. And so why the fuck would you hang out with somebody that isn't going to fight?
True.
And so that's why guys, when they fight each other, become friends, unless they kill each other, right?
Right.
But usually you don't kill the other person that you're fighting.
You would hope not.
And so after you fight, you see it in boxing, you see it in MMA all the time. Guys hate each other. They fight, and then they shake hands, and they're like, dude, that was awesome.
Especially if it was a good fight.
Yeah. There's a respect that's built because you're fighting. Now, girls, on the other hand, are opposite, because girls are, or were, they're definitely not now, but they were treated as like more of a commodity. And so a woman couldn't be friends with the rival woman because she could get replaced by that woman.
That's right, bitches. I'm just kidding.
And, I also learned that the reason why kids at 12 years old don't like their parents and don't listen to them is it's part of that too, because you don't want inbreeding. And so they end up hating their parents till they're 24. And so they'll leave and they'll go to other tribes. And that's why that happens. I was like, that's actually pretty freaking interesting fucking information.
I didn't really ever hate my parents. You know what I mean? Like, really, hate your parents.
Nobody hates them. But you don't want to, just be around them all the time. The whole time you're fighting to get away. And there's a lot of tension. And then parents become more strict as you get closer to 18. Which is weird as fuck. And so you've got an adult telling another adult what to do. And then it causes that, break. Although, this new generation's a lot different with their parents and the millennials or whatever. They stay at home. They haven't moved out yet. And some of them are 27, 28, 29.
It's true.
Aussie Open!
Oh, let's see. Where am I? Oh, John was telling me, I would tell him to do a key bump. Might be above his pay grade, dude. Ew. We don't want to ruin his life. We just want to show him a good time.
Show him a good time, not
God
ruin
damn,
his
dude.
fucking life.
Chris is like, no, Taya Valkyrie of Sky Blue tonight. Already bad show. Chris Statlander was out there. Robbie says, D. Travis is your friend. Whatever, Robbie. That's gross. Walter's like, congrats on Gunther being the longest IC champion in WWE. Travis is that person that's like, are you going to drink tonight? You should. Drink it. Drink all of it. Drink. Here's some more drink. And he's not doing anything. He's just like, you should drink that. You should totally do it. He's that person. Because he doesn't drink. And I sometimes do. Not very often.
Here it is. We're underway. Jericho's starting it out with Aussie Open.
Guy's pants and butt is so creepy. I hate it. It's so weird. And they're like, here's a close-up of it. You want to see it more? No, I don't, actually. I was like, haha. Chris was like, but Travis and D make it an A+ show. Oh, I know, right? We're so amazing. John's like, I got friends in low places. Not surprising, John. Robbie was like, hello, D, the responsible one. Basically. Had an older brother, Robbie, so yeah. Basically, I am the responsible child.
I was always the designated drunk driver. I just felt like I was in better hands with my self-driving than some of my
I know, right? Like, I'm just like,
friends.
you guys scare the fucking shit out of me. No, thank you.
First time I ever did it, I was like 2 cities away.
Well, what the problem is like you go down to a fucking city and a place to go pick them up from the airport, and they're like, let's do drugs on the way back. Oh, you guys sleeping back there? It's fine. They do something up front, and they're like waking your ass up going, I think we got off on the wrong part of the road. I don't know where we are. Can you guys, like, drive? Because we're totally fucked up. And I'm just like, who are you people? Why am I here? This was a bad choice. Well, I guess I'm on the other side of this one, and I guess we'll be driving down this freeway instead of the other one. And I'm like, how far are we down this freeway? And they're like, I don't know. And I'm like, well, I guess we'll be going down this one until we get to the T, and then we'll be going back to the other place, to the east.
Right.
Freaks. Like, how can you fuck that up? Like,
Well,
there is no way in that part of that
Of
you
Utah?
could fuck that up. Yeah.
You could.
Where the airport is at Salt Lake, where the airport is, how can you fuck that up? This one goes like this, and this one's like, wee!
You went into Nevada?
No, they went the opposite. So you have the other I-84
Right.
that goes up, and you have I-15. So they did I-84, stupid motherfuckers.
Is that 84? Can't be 84.
84, 86. It's 84. 86 is from here to what's their faces.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I think it is.
Until
Anyways,
that
That's
goes
not
together.
at the airport, though. That's like...
No shit. But we went to the airport to pick them
Oh,
up.
I was like... That's
And when
not
we were
fair.
coming back, they took a motherfucking left instead of staying to the right.
Just stay on the road.
I was like, who the fuck are you people?
I-15 goes from Los Angeles to Canada.
I know! It goes straight fucking north, you dumb assholes! Like, how is that even possible? I was like,
Going to Boise, guys.
like, what the hell happened? It's horrible.
That's actually pretty funny.
So it's the weird sex gods guys against the Aussie Open people, which
Aussie
is
Open.
creepy as hell.
Homeboy's actually pretty funny, but he's upside down with two dudes' hands on his cock. So that's not very funny for him.
No.
Oh!
He's like, I hurt my back and I have a headache now. Thank you.
If you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Tyler's like, I wanted to see that happen. Robbie's like, roll up city. Walter's like, come on, Statlander, use moves, but not near fans. Tyler said they saw Cody might go SmackDown. Oh, that's a possibility. Trade his ass over there and go up against Roman and be like, I got you.
Dude, way too early.
I know. Vindicator says Emio's okay, but I don't get why they're pushing her all of a sudden. Plus, Sheeta got the title almost the same time as Io Sky. Just hope Colin is not blatantly copying WWE. Well, Sheeta doesn't have it anymore.
Didn't
What's her?
Sheeta
Saraya
get it
has it now.
first?
Sheeta had it very first.
And
Like-
then Io, or did Io win it right before? They were really
It
close.
was almost the same time he said she got the title. So I don't know if she got it first and then Io got it or if it was the opposite. Walter says Emmy is from Japan.
I think
figured as
I
much,
think
Walter.
Io got it first.
Well, there's AEW chants, and Ravi says, yeah, I've been so drunk before I didn't remember how I got home. It all started with me and my mates drinking white IPA. That stuff's strong.
Yummy.
I've been fucking drunk off my fucking ass before. I remembered everything that happened, and my brother will tell me that I'm wrong. And I'm like, dude, I know I'm right. You probably don't remember everything that happened. I remember everything that happened, though.
I remember driving back from Idaho Falls so hammered that I wasn't going to drive. There was a girl with us. And so I was like, okay, she can drive. Because I don't know who she is.
Right.
So fuck her. I'll just stand by. I'll steer. She can work the pedals. Well, we were in a little red pickup, and it was a standard.
Oh, God.
And Ruckty was passed out. So he couldn't drive. Like, he was that drunk. And so we're in the middle of Idaho Falls, and it's after bars have closed. Mm-hmm. And so there's no one on the road. And when I mean no one, I'm talking nobody. I'm like,
That's creepy.
it was eerie.
Like Twilight Zone creepy.
Yeah, it was eerie quiet. Anyways, and she kept killing it.
Oh, no.
She couldn't start. And I was trying to teach her, but I didn't care. I was like, dude, seriously, I want to just sing. Let's go. Trying to listen to the radio and sing, and she's killing it. I'm like, dude, we're going to get pulled over, and no one can drive, so the other two of us are going to be stuck in Idaho Falls. You know, she got the DUI. We went away to jail, but still. And I'm like, fuck. I was like, fuck it. Pull over. And so I drove back. Listening to Garth Brooks the whole time. the radio as loud as it could possibly go. Ruckty finally did wake up, and we sang the whole way back. Calling Baton Rouge. I got friends in low place. You know a dream's like a river. Ever changing as it flows.
Chris is like, Tyler, but technically, Punk WWE 11-13 title reign is still longer than Reigns' WWE title reign of 2022 when he beat Brock at Mania last year by 10 days. Fuck Roman's Empire! Facts. Walter says, so CM Punk is talking to WWE for a contract.
Good.
That sounds like fake news, Walter.
I can't wait to see it. They'll put him in a faction with Tessa Blanchard.
Robbie's like, ended up falling asleep in one pub club and got asked to leave. I was that pissed. That's pretty funny.
I broke my hand. This thumb is a different size than this one. See the joint? Mm-hmm. No idea how I did it.
Oh, my.
That one, I don't remember. Like, I just don't remember.
Chris says Roman only looked dominant because he was already Universal Champ since 19 when he beat The Fiend and Braun.
Yeah.
Walter says Statlander won. She sure did, and we're on to another match, and that's how far behind I am. Tyler's like, do you think Roman should retire the Universal title?
It's already retired.
Walter says, boo, Don Callis. Tyler says, wow, Travis, you were a prick back then.
Oh, that's being very nice to me. I would have said thank you.
Tyler, he's still a prick.
Still,
you guys just don't get to see it.
I'm still I'm kind of a dick still, but
where do you guys think I learned it from? Hello? Gotta do something to keep up. Protect myself.
I'm pretty calm. Like, I don't fight or anything anymore. But definitely still a dick.
Walter's like, Sammy and Jericho for the win. Because they're sex gods. Chris says, here comes les sex cocks. Gross. Yeah. Robbie says, yeah, did your mom or pops ground you? Robbie, no. Not really.
The only talk I ever got was from my stepdad when I was 12, and he told me what the clitoris was.
It's not about grounding you.
Oh, no, that was the talk, because I was late. I came home like an hour late. And so he thought I was out fucking things.
Because you're 12?
I was 12. We were out on our bikes. And we ended up, like, way up in the hills.
Travis is completely scarred. He's like, I was just out with my friends having a good time as a child. But he's like, you're a fucking things, weren't you? What? Why is this happening? Travis, 20 years later, therapy.
That's the mythical clitoris. I've seen it. I'm off to find the mythical clitoris.
The more you know.
That's my upbringing. Other than that, they're like, fuck it. I taught him what the clitoris was. He can do whatever he wants. It's funny because my sister couldn't do anything till she was 18. Nothing. Like, no.
It's different.
You'll get pregnant.
Like, they're like, oh, boy, it's fine, whatever. My mom did it with my brother. My parents did it with him. My brother literally had cases of beer under his freaking bed. His whole underneath his bed was stocked with beer.
My mom would have bought me beer, but
and cigarettes.
My sister did, so I didn't.
And Stephanie was like 15, sneaking out of the house, going down the street to the whore's house down there. My mom knew exactly what he was doing. My mom knew so much of what he was doing. She went to the whore's house and said, I hope that you're teaching my boy how to do everything right. That's what she fucking said to her. Now, if a girl, like, snuck out of the house, man, he would be hung up by her toes, like, in the closet and never escape again.
Well, and then the dude would have been in prison still. That was 27 years ago. Don't care.
We didn't even do anything. We were just hanging out. You did stuff. You whore.
Oh, shit. Jericho almost got pinned right there.
Oh, no.
Oh, Judas effect.
Oh,
Ring the bell.
The back of his elbow.
2, 3. Nobody can survive the Judas effect.
Wow, he finally got on top there with old Sammy in his corner. Sammy looks upset about it, though.
11:22.
He doesn't look very excited about winning. Why is he so angry about winning?
They must have touched each other.
Yeah. It's nasty. Chris is like, so Travis is a tribal chief? Maybe. Walter's like, boo, Aussie open. Robbie said, D with the peer pressure. Aoife's like, how are you guys doing? We're doing all right. We're surviving 5,000 hours of wrestling all in a row.
Like 14 hours of wrestling in 4 days.
It was horrible.
And it's not the
Things
14
flashed
hours
before
of
my
wrestling,
eyes.
because I can watch 14 hours of wrestling. That's nothing. It's the talking for 14 hours.
Yeah. We like talking to you guys, though, but...
No, I definitely like all you guys.
It can be trying for my
But
voice.
seriously, yeah, my voice hurts. And I had a day off yesterday, and now today I'm like, I can feel it again. Mm-hmm. It's almost like I have not a flu, but a
Scratchy
cough.
throat. Look, they're so mad at each other, even though they won. He's like, you didn't let me try.
That's drama.
Rob's like, D, you responsible. Tyler's like, be right back. I'm going to walk puddles. And Chris says, LOL, that doesn't need a drunk driver, basically. Walter says, go, Sammy and Jericho win, and Aussie alligators are around in your hotel. Walter says, wait, what? Okay, Daphne ran LOL. And Harley's like, I am only drinking order tonight. Sit in my Bud Light time for tomorrow. Bud Light line for tomorrow. Oh, you're saving it? Nice. Robbie's like, D, you ain't drinking strong enough drinks. LOL, if you remember what happened. No, dude. Like, I was very, very drunk. There's no blacking out for me. It was hours upon hours of straight drinking. Yeah, it was crazy. Tyler says, hey, Travis, thoughts on Metallica's new album, 72 Seasons? I loved it. Travis doesn't really
Metallica still releasing albums?
And I don't really
What
listen to their new stuff because some of it's really weird.
That's nuts. Is there anything good? Anything that, like, is even close to, like, Enter Sandman or anything?
Yeah. Robbie says, Bud Light, that tastes horrible. Tyler's like, I just found out that General Adnan died. Rest in peace. Who's General Adnan? Is he a Star Trek guy or Star Wars guy?
It's very familiar. I'm trying to place it, though. I'm thinking wrestling, but it might not be wrestling.
Robbie's like, LOL, haha, Travis, what a chat. Robbie's like, your dad knows what's up. Yeah, his stepdad knew. Chris is like, oh, making trips to the hen house. Yeah, that my brother was.
I wish I had a whore that lived by me. I kind of did, but she was my age.
She lived by herself. She was like in her early 20s. She was a nice person. She was like really nice. But yeah, my brother and the neighbor kid down the street would go to her, sneak out and go up to her place just up the road. Ding, ding, ding. Hello!
I rode my bike.
Yeah, basically.
I hope you got a big trunk because I'm going to put my bike in it.
Robbie's like, D, did you get up to no good as a teenager? No. Robbie's like, Chris, how much longer can he last in wrestling? Scratchy throat is what you call it, D. Vinegar's like, I just wish they got the trash that is Bryanson out of the way as early as they did Jericho and Sammy tonight. Oh, God, we're going to have to listen to him yak at us about what's-his-face? Gross. And Chris says General Adnan
The Iron Sheik.
With Iron Sheik and Sergeant Slaughter when he was an Iraqi sympathizer.
Yeah, I remember. I had to look it up, though. That's what I'm doing right now. I remember who he is. I thought I had his wrestler, but I don't. It's Corporal Kirshner. Shit, he was 84. Good for him.
He lasted a while. Longer than some of those other guys. Yeah, totally didn't. Oh, Oh, great. He's going to speak at us live, too. We're going to hear him, and then we're going to hear Bryanson later. It's going to be so amazing. We should have saved our stories. Why would they make you stop? Your voice is amazing, like an angel. Vindicator's like, delete that! What's Beef Wellington up to tonight? Mr. Wellington has been sanctioned to his cage of doom. Pickle's like, yeah, 90s is a blur. John's like, rub. Robbie is like, so Chris, I'm going for another 20 years in wrestling. John's like, dur. All that good stuff. Good things or stuff. What you doing?
Nothing.
Cool. Me too.
Waiting for the next hour and some odd minutes to go by so I can fall asleep.
Why?
But sleep's good for you.
It seems like you're pulling on your cord.
I see it.
It's like all sorts of... It's around your shoe. There you go. Rob is like, 90s were the best days.
But, you know, we actually did have a pretty good decade. I remember being in it, and it was good. And we used to talk about how the 60s were great, 50s not so great, and then the 70s were The first part of the 70s were good. The 80s were terrible.
Travis is quoting movies.
No, because theirs is opposite. They call it the every other decade theory on the movie you're talking about. The problem is it wouldn't work. Because that would make the 80s great and the 90s shitty.
Maybe for them, the 80s were great.
Nobody.
Well, it might have been because of what was around during the 80s. For that group of people, because they were graduating high school and stuff like that.
Tears for Fears was the only thing great about the 80s.
I'm not saying that it was great. I'm saying for them, it might have been great. For those specific
Did anybody
people.
like the 80s?
I don't know. I was a child. I loved the 80s. Can I go back to them when I was a child?
Well, if I could be.
If I was an adult during the 80s, like, it probably wouldn't be very fun. Well, unless you were like that person that's like, I'm going to follow the bands around and do coke and kill people and whatever those bands did.
Dang.
Like, what's their faces? That movie your daughter likes to watch.
Oh, yeah. The Grudge or The Dirt or something.
The Dirt. Band is that?
Motley Crue.
That's right.
It was Vince Neil.
Vindicator says Travis did too much labor on Labor Day and needs to make up for it with some sleepy sleep tonight.
All right.
Piccolo says there was a time when I was so brokenhearted, love wasn't much of a friend of mine. John says the Lions might be KC if Kelsey doesn't play.
Hey, I already said that they might beat them, so I'm not going to break off of that. I'm not saying they're going to. I just said they might.
Chris says the 50s movies were classic, but in real life, but 80s were great for media. Same with 90s. Robbie says, Dee, did you like the 80s? I was a child. Of course I did. I was a child. I was a kid. Why wouldn't I like them as a child?
I remember finding Playboys in dumpsters in Vegas all the time. Like, we dumpster dove.
That does not surprise me in Vegas. That's funny. Surprised you were close enough to like a strip or a strip area or anything of that nature to even get them.
So there was where we lived, we're in houses, but there was a big wall, and we'd scale the wall all the time. It was like 10 feet or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then on the other side was parking complexes. And so each level had a dumpster.
Oh, that's funny.
And they were like 7 levels or whatever. They weren't casino. It was literally just parking. I have no idea what it for because I was a kid who, like, I wouldn't know.
Right.
For all I know, it was housing or a mall or something. I have no idea. I didn't go in. I just lifted the Playboys in the garbage can. And it wasn't just once.
Right.
I caught my cousin having sex. I went home and told on her.
She really liked you for that later on in life, I'm sure.
Jeanette's never been a fan of me.
Chris says the 80s were bad for adults because of the recession here in Texas. Yeah. Robbie says, D, I bet you had denim jackets in the 80s and big shoulder pads. Dude, I was a kid. Like a little kid.
Like, you're the same person now. Like, you just never aged. She's a vampire. She's been around since the 30s.
You fucking wacko. Like, holy shit, dude. You know what I wore, Robbie? I'll tell you what I fucking wore. I wore homemade clothes. I was that kid. Homemade clothes. And my brother's hand-me-downs. So, yeah. Go on. Go on with your bad self.
Did your brother wear shoulder pads?
Nope. He didn't.
There you go.
Vindicator's like, NFL season will end the same way as last year, John. Chief holding the Lombardi trophy. And no, I am not a Chiefs fan. Yeah, that's not Vindicator. That's Luke. He's a big Chiefs fan. Robbie message retracted himself, and Pico is like, maybe being grown in 88 or 89 would have been cool. You know, it might have been if you were like a certain age. I don't know. Maybe not, though. I mean, your sister was pretty grown during that time.
My sister?
Yeah. Because she would have been like almost, what?
Like 18.
She would have been 18.
In 90. So she was a teenager.
So she was 16 around 88 and 89. So she's 16, 17 years old.
Yeah, she's a rocker. Like those rock lady things.
John says, Chris, you a Von Erich fan? And Harley says, can't wait for Detroit Lions game tomorrow night. As of now, Travis Kelce. Walter says, MJF promo now. Yep, he's out there talking. And John says, I was a teen in the 80s, Cola. And Walter says, glad Sammy and Jericho won. And Vindicator's like, Maxwell talking in the ring every week starts to feel like Cody Rhodes and the Miz syndrome. Whatever. Walter's like, MJF ROH tag team champ and AEW champ. He sure is. Vindicator says, we need an A&E documentary of Delitha's Rags to Riches story. Yeah, I'm still poor, Ben. I just don't wear hand-me-downs and homemade clothes anymore. But I still am poor. John's like, maybe, Vin. Maybe. Robbie says, big up D, homemade clothes. That's what people make now and sell as merch. I know, it's fucking weird as shit. My mom was a seamstress, by the way. So that's why. My mom made clothes for people and her children.
You know how I told you that guy was posting something every day about Logan?
That guy?
Read that.
That guy. Oh, yeah. Did you read the comments?
No, I never read
Oh, fuck
comments.
no, dude. This is hilarious. Listen, no, I'll read it to you. It says, so the fight actually isn't going to happen? And the person responded, said, you think because of a lawsuit that the fight won't happen? Are you 12? Fuck off. That's funny. Fucking commoners. Fucking Jesus. Some of those guys, some of those people, you're just like, that's hilarious. Good, congratulations. Good job. Walter's like, okay, Samoa Joe. Boo. Ew. Ew. Robbie's like, 85, that's my year. The year you were born. People's like, oh, yeah, that's right, John. And John's like, good one, Cola. No doubt. Robbie's like, man, that show would slap. Get the popcorn.
Why is Joe on TV?
Fuck, I don't know why we have. I guess because he had to come down and talk to him.
It's like they don't have any talent. What's the problem, yo?
TJ, resolve it. All that stuff. Pico's like another chat I was in earlier. This one girl, I assumed she was sort of young, had a 20-minute epiphany about pencil sharpeners as a child and how fun it was. Yeah, I used to sharpen my pencil with a knife. That was really fun.
Great school, fucking motherfucker.
Wait until after school. You know that was actually in my permanent record that I carried a pocket knife with me? It was in my permanent record, dude, that I carried a pocket knife on my person.
It literally says, bitch carries a shank.
I got the reputation for being like a badass that I didn't even know I had. I was like, what?
We could carry knives in school.
They were like, it's because you're so quiet. That was what it was. It's just because I was so quiet all the time. And I didn't really hang out with a lot of people. And so everybody thought I was like some badass bitch like beat people up. And so people were scared of me. It was funny. Why are we shanking people?
I haven't seen them yet.
Oh.
You showed them to me earlier, but
you weren't paying attention. Be careful. They're really sharp. Just kidding. I don't know.
I feel like they're legit.
They're actually really nice for $3.
They're Chinese.
I'm sure they are. Is that your phone down there making all those noises?
Yeah, I don't know what for. Daylight come and you jaked alone.
So we just have Samoa Joe out here and MJF talking. MJF actually came down and started talking. And then Joe came out and started like being all weird and talking too, and I don't like it. It's weird. John's like, Chris, you hear they have a Von Erich movie coming out around November.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Walter says, okay, there's more matches. Hurry up. Like, Walter's like, I gotta watch some wrestling before I go to bed, people. Chris is like, the one time Joe outshines MJF in a promo battle. Vindicator says, way ahead of you, Ravi. Ravi's like, 85, yeah, great time to be born, I guess. Too much talking and not enough wrestling. Vindicator says, I'm still okay with Joe. Deep down, he really is a good guy. Unlike CM Punk. Oh, come on, guys.
No.
Guys,
I don't care what he does at home. I only care about what he does in the ring, and that's the blah.
Yeah, I don't care about anything about his personal life, personally, guys. The only thing I see is what he does on my television right now, and I hate him. I don't.
At least he's not one of the elite. You know those.
Oh, that's good.
The elite
that's
guys.
True.
Like I gotta not like them because what they have done is they've got rid of Cody.
Mm-hmm. Well, Cody got rid of himself, but yeah.
Because of the elite.
Yes.
And now they've got rid of CM Punk.
And Tony Khan, that was the problem too. Whoa.
Yeah, but would they have been as bad?
There's a storm outside, everybody. We have to leave now. I'm pretty sure we're all going to either...
The house is floating right now. There's witches flying by the windows.
I think we're going to be in Kansas. Not Kansas. Better than Ohio, though.
Why is there a storm every night?
I don't fucking know what's going on. I hate this. They need to really get their act together and stop seeding clouds and shit. Like, goddamn weirdos.
Laser fires.
Conspiracy theory people. They're feeding the clouds and making it have horrible weather.
There's not even a warning. I guess Punk tried to fight him when he came to Regal.
Oh. Weird. Picola says simpler times drawing and pulling out weapons. True that. Rise idea hard note with pocket knife. Go on, D. I had it for the apples I ate at lunch. It was the only reason why I had one.
I had one on my keychain.
Mine was like an old-timer pocket knife. Literally an old-timer.
I had one of those, too.
I still have it.
I left it in my ashtray in my car.
Did you?
I had it for years. Like, it stayed in my ashtray for 5 years.
Yeah.
And then it moved to the next car and the next car.
And the next car. Walter's like, fight, guys. Chris says, wow, MJF used a Miz joke. Tiny dick, not balls.
To be honest, I think it's in that drawer next to the sink on the left.
Oh, it might be.
It's the one that does, it's just metal. Like, it has no...
Oh.
It kind of looks beat to shit.
Yeah.
Because it's old as fuck.
Chris says, wow, MJF used an Miz jokes. And Ravi says, this is poor, the segment. Walter says, sorry, no kids can't hear that at AEW. People's like, so yeah, I'm working with children. Well, not anymore. Thank fucking goodness.
I used to work with kids when I was a lifeguard, but the little blue kid got me fired.
Damn bastard. Marcus is in the chat. Hey, Marcus says, let's be honest. Ever since Punk arrived at AEW, it's been nothing but drama backstage. I'm glad he is gone. It's not like he needed the money anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I understand where you're coming from, but he did give AEW some pops in their numbers and stuff, which they needed. And they still technically need that, but... Chris says, Joe, 3-time NXT champ, most of any WWE NXT star. And Walter's okay. Bye, guys. See you Friday for SmackDown. Bye, Walter. Sorry you didn't get to watch more wrestling. Marcus says, it's funny. Punk had a lot to say, and you can't shut him up. But when he got fired, he has nothing to say. What's he going to say, dude? Oh, it's a historic pay-per-view of all time. Picola. It's okay. Deep breath, Picola. Pet the grass. Pet the grass. Pet the grass.
He definitely did not.
Not everybody is a Punk fan, and I get it. I'm not a fan either, but that doesn't mean to say that he didn't do what he was supposed to do for AEW while he was there.
Right, but it was the elite that had a vendetta against him.
I think they just have a vendetta against everybody personally at some point.
They're a little gang that runs everything.
I don't think they run anything anymore, do they?
I'm pretty sure they run the whole show.
You think they still have their positions? I've never looked it up. I thought they were stripped of all that. People. Nobody asked your opinion. It's okay. He's Maxwell Jacob Friedman. Wow, oh wow, I like WWE and this is my favorite person. It's okay, people. Pet the grass. Deep breath. Deep breath.
Why the fuck is this on? This has lasted like 20 fucking minutes.
Are they having like their weird like...
I did it because you're a witch. Just smack him, MJF. Just end his career.
He's a bitch?
It should be a career versus career match.
Chris is like, MJF trying to do a cute impersonation of Rick Flair. Oh, God! He smacked him. Did you guys see that smack? He's like, smack. Robbie's like, AEW, can they shorten the pay-per-view down? No.
I wish. I wish they'd go to 3 hours.
Peagle says, I love AEW. It's my favorite person. Yeah. I was like, at least if it comes in and fucking tries to be passive-aggressive, fuck them up. The elite. Rob is like, did you have new trainer shoes as kid? Yes. I did actually get a pair of new shoes as a child.
Bridge Knights?
Yes, they were BKs. And they were my favorite shoes ever. They were high-top BKs. They were white with gray. They were amazing. I love them so much.
Hey, look, Joe's finally doing something.
Oh, poor Piccola. I'm so tired. Fuck, this is the last promotion. Oh, Piccola. You said you were just going to be doing it while on Sunday. Vinegar's like, Travis, you will be a fan of Omega again?
No. I mean...
I don't know if Travis really was ever a real fan of Omega, guys. Like,
yeah, let's get that.
I don't think he was really a fan. I mean, he was like, he's decent. I could see why they have him rated up in the top parts of being a wrestler and stuff of that nature, you know, and things like that. Why he has a name for himself and so on and so forth. It's kind of like, it's like one of those things. Like, the only reason why he likes the Young Bucks is because they remind him of tag teams from his childhood.
Rock and Roll Express, baby.
Because of themselves as people. Like, what they do in the ring is like, oh, well, they have some pretty good movesets and blah, blah, blah.
They looked a lot more like the Rock and Roll Express when they first started on AEW. As of now, they don't. They're not so much the Rock and Roll Express. What's wrong now, kid? You don't look so good.
Oh, no, he hurt his neck. It's spinal. It's spinal.
But why did you came?
But why did you came?
Daylight come.
Hey, go away. Why is it still there?
What are you doing?
Nothing. What are you doing?
You're doing something.
No, I'm not. I'm not doing anything.
What happened?
Nothing. I just wanted to click on things. Anyways, Marcus has said the segment lasting too long. That's true. It is lasting way too long.
Oh, MJF's crying. Seriously?
Oh, my God. Why? Oh, jeez. Pickle's like children. Robbie's like, haha, deep breaths. Pickle's like, Pepsi Phil is gone. Let it the fuck go. Vinegar's like, so Travis, other than Joe and Amos, what other big guys do you not like? Do you really consider Samoa Joe a big guy? Because I don't see him as a big guy.
Samoa Joe is just a fat, short guy, just like Bronson Reed. So Joe, Bronson Reed, Otis, they're all the same. That's the same. Not a fan of those types. I understand why they're needed. So I don't hate them. I just don't like them because it's not my bag. But if I ran the company, like say hypothetically I decided to buy this, I wouldn't fire him.
Yeah, you can't. People like him. Pico's like, I guess things will be different. Yeah, Pico, it's gonna be. They're gonna pay for it, Pico. They're gonna pay for that decision that they made. All the stuff that's happened with CM Punk, they're gonna pay for it. They will. It's unfortunate for them, under the circumstances of all the stuff. So, and whatnot. But there's two, like we know, right? There's two sides to every story. You know?
The Kingdom?
One push more. That one push. This one push. And just one of those things. It says 4 fucking years of investing in fucking shows, and it's fucking pitiful.
Dude,
I don't know.
I'm so with you. Do you want me to quit too?
Yeah, Piccolo, we're all gonna quit. I'm done. 4 years of this garbage, I'm out. Bye, guys. Not watching any more of it.
You know what's scaring me about AEW is that I'm worried that it's slowly turning into what TNA was. And I don't want to be that guy that watched every episode of TNA wrestling, you know. TNA Impact or whatever the fuck it was called. I don't want to be that guy. Why is Roderick... What the fuck?
He's like, I don't have injuries. Trip Beretta and Roderick Strong is up next. That's why, I guess. It's a world title eliminator tournament quarterfinal Grand Slam thing. Yeah. I don't know what that means.
Samoa Joe's going to win it and wrestle MJF. He just told us.
That's fantastic.
So we don't have to watch this match.
Okay, Chris says, yeah, an MJF ass whooping is always fun. Damn it, he hit a low blow. Robbie's like, British Knights, they still sell them in the UK, the high top ones, but not as popular. You know, I've seen them around here, but I don't know how popular they are either. Bill's like, they're people. You mean they aren't spot monkeys? Who knew? Answer me this. If they split up, can anyone tell me which one would be main event Jay? I don't know.
The Bucks, maybe?
Maybe.
Neither of them are main eventing. Just like Jay's not going to main event. The only reason Jay main events is because of Roman Reigns and the Bloodline storyline. If Roman wasn't the Bloodline storyline, then Jay would never have
The
been.
thing of it is like, with the Bucks is like, they can't be anything by themselves. Like, they would never be able to be separated. Like, it's kind of like Jay and Jimmy Uso in all reality. Like, they have made themselves a tag team. That is who they are. Forever. Mm-hmm. No matter what. Like, you could separate them. They could go down other career paths. But they will still just be tag team people. I mean, in all reality, the entertaining tag team people, I mean, sure. Give them that.
Since day one, Oos.
Do I agree with whatever their political or politics issues in the back with all their people are? No, I don't. I don't agree with it. Robbie says Joe was a fake sumo type wrestler. That sounds stupid. Feels like, cause these fuckers, they can't promo. Nick is shit. Matt is a tiny fucker. He only can Northern Lights suplex across football fields. What a dumbass.
I just care about drop kicks. Although they do that super kick way too much, but so does Kenny Omega.
Yeah, it's
And
become
knee,
a very
the
popular
V-trigger.
thing. Yeah. Yeah. Their moveset isn't that good anymore. In all reality, I would rather watch the Lucha Bros if I'm
Well,
going to watch anybody
even
in a
close.
tag team. That's who I would rather watch. Mark,
There's no better tag team than the Lucha Bros. There's equal, but no
Yeah.
better.
And that's why I'm saying, like, you guys think that just because Travis talks about him and stuff, like, he's a big fan, he really isn't. Like, he's not like, oh my God, they're so amazing. He only likes them because they remind him of nostalgic things from
Ricky
his
Morton
childhood.
and Robert Gibson.
That's it.
They actually even brought Robert Gibson out one. Ricky Morton. Oh, it
That's
was
it.
Ricky Morton.
I mean, that's all it is, right? And in all reality, the only reason why he ever heard of Omega is because he looked at our list of wrestlers. Oh, this guy's on there? And then he's like, oh, I guess he's going to be in this.
Yeah, I didn't know.
It's funny. It's so funny. He, like, expect, like, Travis, like, is a big fan of these. No. He's not.
Here comes Trent.
Especially
Chuck E.
when you
Cheese.
think of who he is a fan of. Like Hulk Hogan and Bray Wyatt and those kind of wrestlers.
The Ultimate Warrior, Randy Savage,
You know, like, certain things about him will, like,
Goldberg.
give you some nostalgia.
Aw.
Like a lot of these indie guys that are now in AEW, that's who they looked up to, right? They're like, oh my God, I watched these when I was a kid. Da, 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 da.
The problem is everybody in AEW is the same.
Yeah, they're just like little carbon copies of weirdness. So, there's not any of them that just stand out and go, you know what? He's a star. Even MJF isn't. Like, that's the hard part about all
Thought
of
he
it.
was going to be,
Yeah.
but I think he dropped the ball.
Marcus is like, now AEW will release a "What's wrong, kid? You don't look so good" t-shirt. Because of Samoa Joe and MJF fighting.
That's pretty funny.
Pickle's like, no, what it means that any sensible professional will second guess to work with another jungle fuck. This is terrible, AEW, Ravi says. Well, the thing of it is, Pickle, is that he, you know, we haven't seen him on TV, which is good. He should be completely punished as well. Hi. What's going on in there?
No idea, but I better turn it off before there's too much music.
My lord, that's creepy. I thought it was all turned off. Was it not?
I'm in here.
Anyways, we have still to come. Darby Allin versus Nick Wayne. That's weird. Why are we having a mentor against his mentee guy? What the hell is happening? That's creepy as all get out right there. Harley says, good night, everybody. Good night, Harley. Pico says, or, if I don't get along and keep my mouth shut, well, I guess I will just be party to the good goof troop and run around and cosplay and do mud show moves. Bleed, 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 bleed. Oh, my. Feels like, could Omega make Nick Jackson a solo act? No. It can't happen. Feels like, nah, it's different now. Robbie's like, Solo is better than them all. Tyler's like, I'm back from walking puggles. Fantastic, Tyler. Robbie says, go on D with great Usos knowledge. I would have never have guessed they made themselves a tag team. I know, right? So weird that they're a tag team. How's that possible? Marcus says, remember when a super kick was a finishing move? Remember when it actually meant something and it wasn't just used for stupid? Pickle's like, where is Colt Cabana? Who is Colt Cabana? Why is Colt Cabana? What a waste. Who cares about Dark Order, Fox? They are nothing without being attached to Brody Lee. They are monkey fuckers, too. None. Nobody. They're fucking nobodies. Maybe Sting. I was like, D going with a trip down wrestling memory lane. I think Pickle is having a meltdown. Pickle's like, just swerve. Maybe Hobbs, but they never push that. No, they don't. They don't push the people you would think. Wardlow, Hobbs, some other guys and stuff like that. It's just weird.
They had a shot to push Hobbs to the moon.
They did. They totally had a shot to do it, and they didn't. Why? Because they'd rather push Roderick Strong into your face and John Moxley and his weird bleeding issues that he has.
I don't mind John Moxley, but
I just get tired of his stupid all the time. But whatever.
There's other things to do besides bleed.
Pickle's like flipping kicks and painting his tongue. We just get dinosaur dick.
I don't mind the dinosaur, but
I don't mind him when he was actually like normal and talked and shit. This fucking stuff with Christian is so weird. Feels like so tired. But I was like, AEW, I guess the catering has some epic food because the wrestling can't be good. Mark says more than half of the roster in AEW would be a main event or an XL level up if they were in WWE. More than half the roster, Marcus, is WWE. And they got fired from there. So, where does that put us? Pickle's like, fuck Saturdays. Sophie was in the chat and is now gone.
What'd she say? Anything?
Good night. See you Friday for SmackDown.
We'll be here.
Robbie's like, ha ha ha, Cola, go on Saturday's Epic Wrestling.
Looks like we have a storm outside.
Pickle says, Sophie, stay a while. Feels like, fucking talk shit about AEW. This is the time, Sophie. I need something to eat. Pickle is tired and needs food, petting grass, and he needs to take some deep breaths. What are we doing? Beating people?
Just sick of it being there.
Well, yeah, because the thing's like probably somewhere in that area. So he's like, no, thanks, see ya for real wrestling on Fridays. I was like, Strong, is he any good? No. No, he's not. Tyler's like, I'm about, see you for SmackDown, rub. Bye, Tyler. So he says, I started watching the live action Little Mermaid so far. It isn't that bad.
So, did you watch the first scene? I guess the first scene's pretty cool. I showed my mom, too. Like, when they're in the water. You don't have to be weird. It's just magic.
It's too much magic. It's too much magic.
He said it's too much magic right after I said it's magic.
He said it's too much magic.
That's creepy shit. But no, like, it's just like the original Mermaid.
Whatever.
So they're on a boat. Either. No, just stop. I'm not talking about any of the actors or anything else. Just talking about the water.
It's not original at all.
Don't give a fuck other than they're on a boat. Anyways, so on the boat, in the water, it looks badass.
Right. I don't think so. Give me my 90s cartoon Little Mermaid any day.
Not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the boat. Looks cool.
You would think so, you libtard.
There's nothing wrong with the boat.
Pickle's like, what happens? Yeah, Sophie's like, hit the like and click subscribe to this channel. That's right.
Yeah. Mother bitches. Just kidding.
Pickle's like, sorry, Sophie, you were right all along. It's okay, Pickle. Rob is like, I'm having nightmares watching this AEW. My God, it's ridiculous.
Dude, they just had a promo battle that lasted 40 minutes, I think. But when real time went by, it was like 3 minutes. I looked at my watch, I was like, so that only lasted like 3 minutes?
No, it didn't. Mm-hmm. No, it wasn't. That had to have been way longer than that.
Felt like it, right?
That's just weird.
I was like, oh my God. They talked and talked and talked. Then Roderick Strong came out and flexed. Now he's wrestling. All that was 2 minutes ago.
Oh, big ol'.
You trying to scratch yourself?
No,
It's sharp.
trying to get away from it.
I was touching like that.
People's like, I'm not defending the Cucamonga cucks and supporting cast of dipshits anymore. You know, Piccolo, the sad part about it is that you're not supporting them, but there are some wrestlers there that actually deserve your support.
I like Wardlow.
Hobbs is somebody
Hobbs
they
is a
should
star.
push.
I feel like Hobbs should just go to WWE. I think
Right?
Jade Cargill should go to WWE.
I know. Like, in some of the women, like Sheeta and stuff like that, I just feel like...
I need my cuddle buddy. I'm just kidding. I don't know the song. There's a song, though.
Your Thunder Buddy?
The Thunder Buddy. It's thunder outside. I wonder if there's a storm warning yet. There wasn't a warning when I looked before.
I didn't know it was supposed to storm tonight at all. Sophie's like, well, AEW tonight must be really bad. Piccolo is saying that. Marcus says, what do you think about those NFL title belts? It's the closest Cleveland Browns will ever get to a championship. Oh, that's not very nice.
You know what's funny about that?
Poor guys.
It's the Cleveland Browns sucked, right? They've sucked for decades. They had Bernie Kosar, and he was the best thing they ever had. He came out of Miami. This is like the 80s and 90s. Then they hired Bill Belichick, and he came in and he drafted, and he built a pretty damn good team.
Okay.
Right? Bill
Yeah.
Belichick's a fucking star.
Right.
But they don't know it yet.
Oh, right.
So he worked under Bill Parcells when Parcells was winning championships in New York.
Uh-huh.
So they're like, okay, he's getting his first job. And he goes to Cleveland, and he kind of starts to build this team from the bottom up. Then he gets fired. He goes, and Parcells is now in New England. And Parcells hires him in New England. Mm-hmm. So now he's his defensive coordinator in New England. Oh, so close. Roderick almost lost right there.
What?
But anyways. So then what happened is the Patriots, eventually Parcells steps aside. Belichick takes over and the rest is history. Well, anyways, the Browns are now a contender, right? They're getting really good. Mm-hmm. The fucking owner packs up shop and leaves.
Yeah.
They go to Baltimore, and guess what? They win the Super Bowl.
Yep.
In 2001, they win the Super Bowl. So, the Cleveland Browns team won the Super Bowl.
They just went to a different city to do it.
They just did it in a different city. So, the new Cleveland Brown team is an expansion team. It's not the original Cleveland Brown team. That team's the team that's in Baltimore. By the way, the original team that was from Baltimore is the Indianapolis Colts. They were the Baltimore Colts. But now they're the Indianapolis Colts. But when Johnny Unitas was there, they were the Baltimore Colts.
Oh, that's funny.
So, anyway.
Piccolo says, what is the NFL? Oh, stop.
Not for long. It's AEW if they keep the Bucks and Kenny Omega around.
Well,
it's over. Roderick Strong somehow wins a match with a broken neck. He's basically like Kurt Angle.
He's like, I need my neck brace right now. Do you think he's
as big a hero as Kurt Angle with that win?
No. I think
he just wrestled with a broken freaking neck.
He's a loser face. He's a loser face. Robbie's like, The Little Mermaid, I can't say I watched. It's Disney. People's like, I wasted 4 years, Sophie. I can't get it back. Yeah, I have no animosity over the women's division. Yeah. Well, that's the sad part is that, there's shit about it that you want to see a lot of these guys be pushed and put into scenarios where they are, and it's not happening, and it's weird. And it's dumb. But that has to do with, upper people. Like, the people writing the fucking stories, and that's Tony Khan. And he's such a goddamn crybaby pushover that, yeah.
And they just keep having the same people on, but they're all different names, right? They're different names, but same people.
Yeah, they look exactly the same. Like, all of them about it.
So Tony's usually pretty, but then she looks like this. And she looks like she got hit with an axe in the face or something. That's hideous.
So is she trying to be some weird, crazy actress now or something? This is weird. I don't like this at all. I don't know why people like it, but it's creepy.
Hey, by the way, remember, I said she was garbage in WWE.
No way.
Just remember.
I never said she was good. Who said she was?
McMahon is right again.
You're so funny.
Who was he wrong to get rid of? Think of everybody that Triple H brought back and didn't bring back. Who was he wrong on? Who did he miss?
There's probably a couple that he could have gotten rid of, but he didn't have a chance to, that are still
Not
there.
Getting rid of.
Oh.
Who did he fire that he missed? That like they came back and they're so good that it made him look stupid that he got rid of them.
I don't know.
Nobody.
I don't remember.
Not
there was
one
somebody.
fucking person.
I mean, it was a. I mean, I guess if you're, are you talking like if they actually went to another like wrestling promotion,
Anything.
or
the
they
ones
just
Triple
went
H,
off and
or the
did
one
their
that
own thing?
or the ones that Triple H brought back.
Oh, those ones are just stupid.
That's what I'm saying. Name one that he got wrong. Every single person he got rid of is still shitty.
It's true.
Bronson Reed, Johnny Gargano, fucking the dude that hangs out with Johnny Gargano, Johnny Gargano's wife, Dakota Kai, Io Sky. Well, Io didn't get rid of her. She was just in NXT.
Dakota Kai didn't get rid of either. She just
No,
I
he
thought something
cut
with her
her.
contract happened.
Well, whatever. He didn't re-sign her.
Right.
The group, the BFAB and
Hero.
yeah, Row garbage, Karrion Kross. I'd like that to be wrong. Did he miss? Nope. Hit the ball right on the fucking.
At this point,
That's what I'm saying.
like,
What?
or they should have just fucking kept the dumbass in NXT or some shit.
Right. So what has he missed on?
I don't know.
Everybody he's got rid of is shit. This girl that we just saw, Toni Storm, he got rid of Ember Moon. He got rid of Ruby Soho. He got rid of... Who else is over there? Is that it?
And the women's stuff?
Yeah. Maria Shafir.
I guess. I don't know if
I'm
you'd
trying
really
to think of
consider
what-
her being on the stuff.
What dudes did he get rid of? I'm just trying to think if there's one guy that you're like, fuck, that was a huge mistake. One wrestler that he got rid of that you're like, wow.
Well, and
That
I don't know
bit
if they
him in the
were,
ass.
and they aren't ones that he got rid of. They were ones that just left.
Who?
Well, I
still-
meant like John Moxley. I mean, people liked him, and like Cody Rhodes and stuff like that.
Cody, when he left, was trash. He built that on his own,
Right.
his legacy. And now he's back. And Vince will always do that. And I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about his last group. John Moxley, Chris Jericho, those ones I'm not even talking about.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about in the last 3 years, who has he got rid of that was just a shitty ass decision?
I don't know. Well, I guess it depends because people are fans of people, so those people would be like, "Oh, it was so and so because I'm a fan." But
Who?
I don't know. Ask
That's
them.
That's what I'm getting at. I'm
Travis is
asking
asking
everybody.
all of you out there in
I'm
the
talking
world.
to everybody. Like, who did Vince just fuck up on? He got rid of Bray.
Yeah, but there was some other stuff happening there too.
He got rid of Bray.
Yeah, but when he came back, it was shit.
He got rid of Bray. Did that come back to bite him? Did he come back? Is he legend?
Not really.
So I'm getting
Kinda. It could have been, but
everything he did was before Vince got rid of him. After Vince got rid of him, what did he do?
I think he stayed home and cried in his chair.
I'm just saying, is there any mistake that Vince has made? Because remember, people are like, holy shit. And then Triple H was hiring those people back, and they're like, watch this. It's getting better and better. Who did he hire back that made the company better? Nobody. Can you think of one?
Me personally, no, because I didn't like any of them anyways.
You watch it. Who's main eventing that he brought back?
I understand what you're saying, sweetie, and I'm saying that I didn't like them, so it didn't matter to me. The minute he brought them back, I was like, oh my God, why?
That's not where I'm going with it, but I'm just saying, show me the one person that Vince got rid of that's came back to bite him in the ass.
Ooh, ass whooping and kid money. Gross, dude.
Ew. That didn't come out right. They wanted a lot more talking, I guess.
Yes.
Full gear?
Robbie's like, not even Febreze can cover up the stink from AEW. Sophie says, Piccolo, how long did you stick it out when you used to watch Impact? Piccolo says, oop, we need Thunder Buddies at times in Florida. Right? Robbie says, Hook, what happened to him? Well, he was fighting with that one guy, and he got his little thingy back, and he hasn't seen him since.
And then Jungle Boy got beat up in the back.
So he says, I do want to leave, but somehow, and something keeps bringing me back in. Pickle's like, yeah, I don't remember. What was that era when Flair and AJ and Bobby Roode had a faction? An Impact?
Bobby Roode.
That's strange. Had no idea.
I didn't even know Savage was with Bobby Roode. I didn't even know they were in the same generation.
Sophie says, I ride or die with the WWE. With the CM Punk news, I expect a lot of fans that only watch AEW because Punk was on it. Piccolo says, just one.
By the way, this is the one guy that I would say. But I wouldn't say it's a huge mistake that he got rid of him. Because he hasn't done it yet. But This is the guy with the most potential to be champion in AEW to say, look what Vince did wrong.
Right.
Is Swerve. Keith Lee, was that wrong to get rid of Keith Lee?
Right.
No.
No.
I don't think it was.
Let's see.
Now, if Swerve came back and he was with that group, would that group be better?
No.
I don't think so either.
No, because he's better off being by himself or having his little
he's in
friend
another faction now, but...
Yeah, but he's the leader of the faction.
He was the
but
leader
it's a
of
different
that
kind of people in it, too. It's not weird stuff. Let's see. People says, just one person made AEW worth watching, and Cody left a while ago.
Yeah, he was ran off by the Bucks.
Sophie says, I watch a little bit of that era of Impact. I also don't remember what it is called. Pickle says, and we never see Andrade because another Punk piss boy had a tussle with him backstage.
Yes.
It's true.
Fact.
Feels like future FU something. Vinegar says Trent seemed like he was a big deal 3 years ago, but now has settled in nicely into his role as cannon fodder ever since. So he says now Impact wants to work with CM Punk. Okay. Pickle's like, oh yeah, Fortune. Marcus says Tony Storm trying to be Marilyn Monroe. Maybe. Sophie says Fortune was kind of a ripoff Four Horsemen Evolution combined. Robbie says, go on, Renee. Just don't try and sell your cookbook to the others at AEW. Pickle says, so we don't ever have to talk gossip, dirt sheet, speculations, nothing. Vindicator says, Vince hasn't made the women's division terrible, though. And Robbie says, Cody now is trash. Not interested in him, really. And Robbie's giving you Adam Cole.
He hasn't done anything yet.
Do you think that they made a mistake with him by getting rid of him out of NXT? He never even made it to WWE.
It'd have been different if he'd have made it to the main roster. But Adam Cole, I have come around to Adam Cole. Still don't think he's main roster level, like, what word would you use there? That Vince is just embarrassed that he got rid of him.
Right.
I don't
you're doing okay for yourself, but there's no way you would have ever main evented WrestleMania.
Right. Like I said, Swerve is a guy that can win in this company, and he could have probably won in WWE also.
If they probably would have used him, right? But that happens with so many wrestlers. It's ridiculous. Let's see. If the indicator says most people would still say letting Naomi and Sasha go was a ridiculous decision. They didn't let them go. Naomi and Sasha walked out.
Remember,
and quit.
those girls quit.
That's different, Ven. They're going to work with crybaby quitters. Why would they? That's just ridiculous.
But I know where you're going with that. Naomi, that's not a loss.
Not really.
Sasha, yes. I mean, obviously, Sasha's a loss. But he didn't let them go. They quit.
Yeah,
so
Sasha
I'm not even
threw her fit
I'm not even counting those girls.
and quit.
But I love where your head is, because at least you're throwing some names at me.
Robbie's like, Braun got fucked over, but it's terrible. Did he?
Braun got let go, right? Triple H brings him back.
He broke his neck.
Yeah.
Now he can't do anything.
He hasn't done shit.
Marcus says, yes, Vince made a mistake with that mustache.
I got the same thing. I did it at a tribute.
Sophie says, both WWE and AEW women's division aren't great. To a certain degree, Sophie. Yeah, mostly their women's division does a lot better in NXT, actually. Robbie says Brock Lesnar was brought back and was main eventing.
Brock doesn't count. Brock never left. Brock
was never really fired.
Brock's not getting fired. Brock's a main eventer.
Sophie's like, I actually don't mind Vince's mustache. He looks like the guy from the Addams Family. People's like, believe you made your point with mediocrity. Why, brother, keeping them on the payroll? Why bother? Vindicator says Vince letting Miro, Rusev back then go might be a mistake too. Khan has not capitalized on it, though.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. So there are talents that he let go, but they haven't done anything. That's all I'm saying. That's my only argument.
Now, and the reason behind it, though, is why? Like, why haven't they done it? Is it because of themselves, or is it because it's where they decided to end up?
Don't know. The facts, though, are Miro hasn't done shit since he was let go. Adam Cole hasn't done shit since he was let go. Even Swerve hasn't done shit. Keith Lee hasn't done shit. Toni Storm hasn't done shit. She became champion, but...
I think that was just to shut her up.
Paige?
Do we have to talk about her?
Well, I'm just saying.
She let her contract run out. That's different. Like, she didn't really quit. She didn't really get fired. She just couldn't do any wrestling as she wanted to, so she just let her contract run out. So she just didn't re-sign with them.
Right.
That's different. Ooh, he's done with this shit. Go tell him.
Did he just put his hands on him?
He put his hands on him. Kill him.
That's all I'm saying. Is no one has stepped up and made Vince look like an asshole.
Picole's like, not funny. Ravi's like, Impact kill me now. F that. Picole's like, what is the dumb main event? I think it's more talking. It's probably Daniel Bryan talking. We haven't had that segment yet either.
Fuck you.
I like it when we have these shows after pay-per-views because they're like, we don't care if there's actually wrestling on it because you have 12 hours of wrestling on Sunday.
That's how you get it done, Brian.
Yeah, get him, Brian Cage. Kill him with murder.
It's murder.
Get that Hangman Adam Page.
He hit him with
stupid
murder.
Educational crap.
Brian looks like he does curls.
Totally.
He blasts his curls.
He blasts
and his upper dorsimus. This is in his upper dorsimus area.
Rob is like, was it wrong to get rid of D's mate Aleister Black in AEW? Again, Aleister's kind of a different story because he didn't really get fired. He had a mental breakdown.
Also quit.
And quit.
But even if you go there, is he making Vince... Is it a bad decision that Vince somehow didn't bring him back?
No.
No. Even Murphy, right? But keep throwing names because I love this because I forgot about I forgot about Sasha because Sasha is one that they could have fought to bring her back and apologized and gave her the title and caved to her. So they could have done something for Sasha.
Yeah.
But she hasn't done anything, so it doesn't matter. Still not doing it.
It's true. Let's see. Rob is like, where did Elias go?
I think he's still on the roster. I don't know why he wouldn't be, because he was with Boogs.
Okay, so what happened with Elias probably is he probably got injured.
Well, what happened to
I
Boogs?
have no idea. He's on those commercials for those Snickers protein bars.
Yeah. But
Marcus says never was a fan of Karrion Kross. He was just an entrance, and that's it.
Right, and he's got the smoke show with him, but I understand. I thought he was going to be something. He won the title pretty quick there in NXT.
True. Ravi says, I mean, they should have kept Cole in NXT.
Yeah, but he probably didn't want to stay in NXT. And so it put him in a bad position. But I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Cole's won, right? Like, Cole still hasn't got injured. He hasn't done anything yet. But he still is a guy that can eventually make Vince look stupid.
Right. He could if they put him in the right situations. People says, which movie would you want to see for the first time again? Fargo, Seven, or The Big Lebowski?
Never seen The Big Lebowski. Don't even know what that is. Seven, or what was the other?
Fargo.
Fargo's pretty fucking stupid. So probably Seven, because that one was kind of crazy. Isn't that the one with the head in the box, that Brad Pitt?
Yes.
Yeah.
Marcus says, if you think about it, Vince didn't make a mistake letting Bret Hart walk. His WCW run wasn't good.
And supposedly it's from a Goldberg kick to the head, but the facts still it doesn't matter, right? What happens to him? They didn't do anything afterward.
Yeah.
Like, Hulk Hogan arguably had a better run after he left WWE than he did when he was in WWE. Think of that.
Right. I mean, if you put it in certain contexts.
Kevin Nash. Same. Randy Savage, maybe even. That's a crazy group of guys that went over to WCW and did better than they did in WWE.
People says those people have an asterisk. Zelina and Lana and Saraya. They wanted to dip their hands in Twitch money and legally still under contract. So Saraya, not necessarily, because Saraya couldn't wrestle. She was never cleared to wrestle or any of that nature. People, she's still technically wouldn't be cleared under WWE doctors to wrestle. Her neck break is a little bit different. It's very, very scary.
It's spinal.
It's very spinal. It could paralyze her or kill her. It just depends on if she gets in the ring with the wrong person and they do the wrong move and they're not careful with her. So it's really kind of hard for me that they put the title on her, and I don't know if they just did that because she's under a certain contract with them and that's what she wanted, and now that's what they're doing, or what. But and as for Zelina, like, the problem with her is that, you know, she was never, like, in the form of wrestling anyways. She was more of a valet for most of the time. Then she kind of started being more wrestling. And now she does, right? And things. And she's improved in a lot of her move sets and what she does. And Lana never really improved either. So it's just one of those things. People's like, yep, quitters, not spitters. The Indicator says for next year's All Out pre-show, we need to book Travis versus Brian Cage arm wrestling match. Marcus says, so now we can see Hangman Page versus Brian Cage in a steel cage on Rampage. Well, at least we're rhyming. Piccolo's like, you're the worst, Marcus. You're not funny. Must be an Elite fan. All right, Piccolo. I get it. You're not a fan of Marcus and his personality or his comments. Please stop deleting them. He's not hurting anybody. He's not attacking anybody. The Indicator's like, or curling for reps contest. Ooh, then good one. Good one. Piccolo says, what was Cole going to do after that O'Reilly feud?
Come up to the main roster and be somebody's manager.
Or nobody, because I don't think he would have made it on the main. That's the hard part with Cole. And I think he knew it, guys. I'm pretty sure he knew that there was no place for him on the main roster.
And remember, it wasn't too long after that stuff. He had to change his name. Mm-hmm. And he was Adam Cole, baby, right? Mm-hmm. Like, he would have had to change his name like everybody else did.
Yep.
God damn, that was nuts. Jesus Christ, that was nuts. Did you see that?
No, I was looking down. Sorry. I'm sure they'll replay it.
Dude.
He does some crazy stuff all the time, though.
What a nutbag.
It's the Darby Allin versus Nick Wayne right
match.
now. It's mentor versus mentee. Dun, dun, dun. They're showing us what he's got. Ka-chow. At least he tucked and rolled.
Yeah. No, Just fell a few times on a skateboard, I guess.
Feels like, yeah, I guess the NWO thing was true. Vindicator says AEW Women's Division has fallen into the same trap as WWE. The same old women keep getting title shots. Faker alone has gotten like a half a dozen already this year. That's fine, but she hasn't won it. See, that's the point, Vid, right? They may have given her those title shots because she was a champion. And they do that with champions even in WWE. But she hasn't won it every time. In fact, they've kind of put her on the back burner a little bit, which isn't like anybody gonna cry about it too much.
I might cry just a little bit. Just before bed.
I would rather see some of those other girls and stuff. And the thing of it is like you have tiny shows, short shows, only 2 of them, and you have a very, very bloated roster. What do? You got rid of your YouTube channel, so you don't do it on YouTube anymore. So you don't even have that to put them on. So you've gotten rid of that. So you have a 2-hour show on Wednesday nights to put them on. And most of that's storytelling and all that crap because it's all about drama on this one, plus the stupid hour of behind-the-scenes crap after. And then you have your 1-hour Rampage that's supposedly full of these matches that mean absolutely nothing, but they pretend they do. And then they have a new show called Collision that I'm not sure what they do on there because I don't even watch it.
It's just matches. It's the same thing as this.
So basically, it's starting out exactly how AEW did.
The
Collision. Because AEW did that. AEW was always full of matches all the time. Huh?
It is AEW.
Dynamite. Sorry. Dynamite stuff.
Oh, okay. No,
like Dynamite's main show. Like the AEW's main show, Dynamite.
Right. Yeah.
And that's what they did. And then slowly they've gotten to now where they're like, let's tell a story. Only their stories take too long in the 2-hour show that they have. Then they have to bring in stuff from their other shows. It's like, dude, you can't do that. You can't be like, hey, well, we did this over on here. We're going to continue it here. And everybody's like, what's happening?
Yeah, the Ring of Honor stuff.
Well, not just that, but some of the Rampage stuff happens that way too. Like anybody you see on Rampage, all of a sudden you see them on the main stuff and there's this big storyline and they had this big fight with all these people and you're just like, why is this a thing?
Right.
So.
Yeah, they do have too many wrestlers, and then they don't put them on TV enough, or they put them on too much.
Well, the thing of it is like, I know that WWE, doesn't have a lot of women.
Like this Nick Wayne.
And what's bad about it is that they don't put the women on there that should be on there.
Right, but listen, Nick Wayne or Wardlow.
I would rather watch Wardlow.
Nick Wayne or Powerhouse Hobbs. Nick Wayne or Lance Archer.
Lance Archer.
I'm just saying, like, what the fuck, dude? And then before that, it was Daniel Garcia. And now they're trying to do it with A.R. Fox. And before that, they were trying to do it with freaking Dante Martin. And before that, they were trying to do it with Wheeler Yuta. It's like, fucking stop the stupid shit. And now let's make the company happen.
The fact that nobody in the crowd gives a flying fuck tells you a lot of what's happening.
And that's AEW's crowd. They're usually pretty active.
They are. They're usually
not
like
one person gives a shit about this match.
Like that guy does. Oh my god, he clapped.
He literally sitting down went. One dude clapped in the whole audience.
And you have to see this. This is the people that you want to go towards and say, hey.
Yeah, but
this isn't working, dumbass.
On Twitter, they love this guy. The crowd's like, what's Twitter? Is that the one with the X? They're like, yeah. Like, oh yeah, I remember being on there.
People's like, oh, I'll be happy when it does happen and the blood is on Tony Khan's hands. How fun. Chris says, what the fuck is Nick Wayne main eventing? I'd watch Brock Anderson before this crap.
This is the shit that I'm talking about.
This is kind of why Travis and I have seriously talked about not doing this.
This is bad for not AEW. This is bad for the entire business of wrestling. If somebody that hadn't watched wrestling that's kind of interested in it, like some buddies, and they're like, hey, dude, I watched wrestling on Wednesday. What the fuck are you watching? And it's like...
right? They're like turning it to it, and they're like, you watch this garbage?
Like, dude, no, you gotta watch Roman, or you gotta watch Seth, or Shinsuke, or fucking anybody. I almost said Ricochet. Even Ricochet.
Right?
But this is bad for the business of wrestling. Like,
They're
the
like, "This is
name of
amazing."
the business, the respect to the business, the actual backbone of the business, not fucking AEW. This is the type of shit that should get him fired. Mm-hmm. The dad should step in and say, "You're done."
This is bullshit.
Bring in somebody that can run the fucking company, like Triple H or something. I'm not kidding.
I know what you're saying.
Bring in Shane fucking McMahon, not to wrestle, to run it.
Yep. Chris
He'd
says
work it,
that
he'd do
Rampage
it.
will be must see on Friday. Joe versus Jeff Hardy TNA rematch. Oh, good lord. And Chris says that finally we get to see Bucks versus Daddy Magic and Cool Hand Angelo Parker.
Hell yeah.
Chris says Nick Wayne looks like the Russell stage creator. He's on a YouTube channel. Feels like I'm wondering if you had seen the Adam Page Twitter controversy. Dude, I don't get on there.
No.
Don't have any clue what you're talking about, but
What's
not
happening?
surprising.
Did he say something about Pepsi?
Is it because of who he gave his money to? I would have problems with that. His thingy or whatever.
I doubt it. What the fuck? Yeah, because it's disrespectful for the fucking sport what they're doing right now.
They
Oh,
do
I
this
just
in
wanna
the
walk-
indies. It's totally cool.
I just want
man.
to walk out. This is fucking disgusting.
Chris was like, I'd even watch Regal's son rather than this. People's like, well, actually, some good came out of him. He was replying to fans giving death threats to a female fan. She double flipped off Paige in Chicago and everyone ate her alive. So she decided she won't be going to live shows anymore. Huh. Well,
Come on, Paige. Get out there and fucking
I guess
save
did
this.
when you say that some good came out of him, like, are you saying, like, because he, like, backed her up, or, like...
He was defending her.
Yeah, defending her because
should
he
always
was replying to
defend-
fans giving death threats. You know, that's the problem, right? Like, it doesn't matter. Like, just because I don't like a wrestler, and maybe if I went to a live event and I flipped him off and told him to go fuck off because they're shitty, doesn't mean that you deserve to go around and be like, you should die. And it's like, no, motherfucker, you should die. Like, what the hell, people? Stop! Like, everybody has the right to like or love their wrestling people. Like,
blah, blah,
holy
blah,
crap.
blah, blah,
There are
blah,
many
blah,
wrestlers
blah,
that you
blah,
guys
blah, blah.
love to death that I'm just like, I can't stand that person. But I try my hardest not to tell you to go jump yourself off a cliff because of your likes. Like, I don't care. Like, I know a lot of people are fans of a lot of wrestlers because you've watched them for years. I'm coming in at it with, like, fresh eyes of never seeing these people and going, people like this person?
At least this wasn't your first match.
I would have been out the door, maybe. I possibly could have been. I just don't pay attention anymore. I'm just like, ugh. Chris says, I'm getting behind Swerve storyline now. It's funny. He's like, whose house versus LA Knight? Whose game is it?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Whose house?
Because, like, he was
House.
telling off the fans, yeah, you know, and I'm not saying that he's not a good guy in his own right and stuff like that. And I was a big fan of Adam Page, Hangman Page, when he first came on, and the whole cowboy thing and the horse riding and stuff like that kind of caught my attention. And then he brought his political crap into the wrestling ring, and that's when I said, fuck off. I don't like that shit. Piccola, it's one reason why I don't like Punk. Like, you bring your political crap into the shit. And I'm not talking, like, political as in political. I mean, like, your personal shit. You brought your personal shit. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Did you want a wire tie at all?
No. But thanks for finding a whole bunch of them now that I don't need one.
No, no.
It's appreciative. Don't throw it away. I might need it later. Put it in this drawer. I'll find it next year. Vindicator says, so it's going to take me a little while before I can get interested in Nick Wayne. So Trav and Duluth, you and the crew here, take care.
Oh, you
I will
get to
see you
leave.
next Wednesday. Later, Gators.
3 minutes early.
By
They'll
then.
probably go over, see if
You know, you don't have to, like, watch the wrestling just to come in and say hi to us on Mondays and Fridays for,
tell
like,
us
5 minutes.
Come in and tell us to F off.
Yeah, come on, Vin. Please. We need something. He goes like, I can't take it. Tell me to go F myself. I'm not a jungle jack. I'm going to tell you to go pet grass here pretty soon, Pico. You need to make yourself some food or something. You're, like, hangry about a lot of stuff right now.
I'm angry as fuck at this one. It's still making me sick. I'm kind of almost pissed off about this match.
Chris says, Nick Wayne versus Hook is main event of Wembley Part 2. I can already see it. Oh, God, Chris, no!
What the fuck was that?
Stupid. Chris says, can't stand Hangman because of Punk BS. Still not on Punk's side either, but he should have kept his mouth shut and single-handedly cost the company millions starting a show for a middle-aged man who no isn't there. Oh, that's the point. Like I said, bring your personal shit into the playground. Don't do it.
What the fuck is
It's
wrong?
probably why I'm not a huge fan of most wrestlers that I watch. Very, very rarely do I ever go, I really like this wrestler. Jade Cargill.
And then they replay that? His botch?
They're like, look how botchy it was. It was so amazing. He totally fixed it with his botch.
Ugh. No, nobody wants to go over.
No, once it hits 8 o'clock, we're leaving. Bye, guys. I have life to live.
So Christian came out, but just decided to be on the announce
Commentary?
team. What a douchebag. Dinosaur, get down there and just beat them both up.
Go stuff him in a garbage can.
Oh, Darby can't do it.
Go stuff him in a garbage can somewhere. I think that they should just both roll out and get counted out.
I think they should just both retire from the sport, and I'd be okay with it. Or go to fucking Impact or something.
Those poor Darby fans, Travis. Ravi's one of them. He loves him.
Nobody loves Darby.
Whatever, Ravi does.
The house elf?
Yeah. Ravi
he's from
loves
England.
Darby.
Makes sense. A lot of people like Darby.
He's like, Darby's my favorite. I love him so much.
Darby the house elf. When he gets stabbed there in that book, it's terrifyingly sad. Bellatrix.
I'm going to turn this off here. Oh no, I don't know what happened.
Power out.
Power went out. Click.
It's this one here. It's that first button. Turns it all off. So he couldn't do a coffin drop, but he can kick him in the back of the head. Fucking Darby the house elf. That was 14 minutes and 50 seconds of my life that I can't get back.
I tried not to really pay attention because I didn't want to anymore. Oh, that's why. I was like, why are they even having this match? It's because that stupid Grand Slam Eliminator tournament thing.
Yeah. That's why Roderick was watching in the back. We
Ah.
had 5 matches.
Wow, that's really sad. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Pico, I hope you got some food and get some sleep, sweetie. I'm sorry you were so angry. You should go out and breathe some fresh air. It'll be okay.
Nobody cares about air.
All right, we'll be back on Friday for SmackDown. I'm sure it's going to be blessed and wonderful.
Wednesday night SmackDown. All right, see you guys. I appreciate you. Thanks for watching Wrestling Gab. Bye-bye.
Bye.